Hello, my name is Jeff. I'm a wizard. I'm gonna tell a story using some pretty amazing cards with optical illusions on it. This is our starting card, very simple one. So you see four beams here, and if you would turn it, you see three beams here. Right? Four of diamonds, four of pentacles. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what this is gonna be yet, maybe past life reading, but I kinda know exactly what I'm doing. So let's just not talk too much. Okay. Okay. So our first optical illusion we just spoke about. There's two sides. There's two ways to look at this picture. You see a 4 or you see a 3. Either you see the 4, so you have the 4 sides sort of complete, or you see this 3 and you're missing one, or you're in that perception. This person is in this perception. This guy. You see a guy. You can also see two faces. I just saw it for a second, but I'm starting to see it. Wait, maybe in the light is better for you guys? Nope, and now I completely lost it. This guy, the card says the eyes follow you. So we have somebody who is lacking, maybe in a difficult position, stuck, or at least that's his perception. That's the point. We need to disregard here if there's an actual problem or not. The main point here is this guy feels judged. He judges himself for this. There is a very heavy judgment. I mean, damn it, that was so anticlimactic. Let's just say the same word again. Jeez Louise. Okay. So then we have a lot of wands, a lot of fire. Yeah. Okay, this guy grew up with this mentality, with maybe in a bad situation, right? Maybe he grew up in a bad situation, or in an impoverished, poor. He was poor, and he felt very judged for that. Or this idea was very instilled of him: is you are not enough, or you can't do it. Something like that. A lack mindset, a term that I really don't like. It's so easy to say, oh, you have a lack mindset. Potato, potato, right? So what this guy did, this guy was full of fire. It was like fire. And it's like he tried everything he could to get out of the situation, or he tried to climb every mountain. as you could say, but it's like he split himself up in all these different energies, and it kind of thins him out, you see? It's like he's spread all over the place, or his attention is outward. It's like his focus of himself is not inward. It's through the eyes of others. He feels these eyes of himself. So his mind, his focus is constantly on the people around him, even when they are not there. He feels seen when nobody's around, or when he's just on the street doing very simple things. To him, it feels like somebody's watching him, and he feels kind of uneasy. And it has this weird energy of being stuck, caring about what this imaginary person thinks. He would walk to his car, get in his car to drive away, and in his peripheral vision, he would sort of see a person or feel a person, and get so locked in on the idea that this person is watching me. There's a certain person there that is watching me. And he feels sort of uneasy, like he wants to try to look good or look cool or look normal and not do anything weird. Like very uneasy. These imaginary eyes that follow him around, and that his attention is in the outside world. It's a sort of paranoia almost. But also this spreading out. This guy has a lot of energy, so it's like he's capable of doing this, and he's capable of keeping his attention around. He's capable of being so paranoid and still dealing with that, right? But he's thinned out here. You can barely see him, so it's like a shadow of the person that he's supposed to be. And this guy is very hard on himself. And I think also this is something that he got, an idea that he got from the past. The idea that the reason you're in this bad situation, or the reason you don't have enough, or the reason you don't have what you want, or you're failing, is because of you. It's because of this guy. I mean, like himself. It's because he doesn't try enough, he doesn't fight enough, he doesn't go for it, and he blames himself really hard that he maybe something fails, a job, his studies, a relationship, and he can see that he was not completely there. It was like he sees that he kind of didn't show up for it, or didn't fight for it, for this relationship maybe, or this job, or he did it. He blames himself. He judges himself that he deserves it, because he obviously was slacking off, and he obviously did some bad things, and he probably doesn't fit in there, or it's probably his fault. He's constantly blaming himself, right? So he's fighting himself. But the real thing that he keeps forgetting is that the reason the energy is not there in these endeavors is not because he's not trying enough, not because he doesn't care, but because he's so spread out. And even when he wants to be there, these eyes are there, this judgment, like everything he's doing goes through these gates of what would other people think of this. So he's doing so many things at once, so his energy is so spread out, this guy is so exhausted, he's barely there, so things are failing a bit and crumbling. It's kind of logical, but he's taking the route of being very hard on himself, being very, very hard on himself. And maybe he knows this, But he still blames himself. It's like, look what you're doing. You're a mess. And it's like a cycle that he can't get out. It's a cycle that he can't get out. And that's the energy cycle that keeps him stuck in seeing 3 here, right? Even when he has 4, it's like he gives this 4th away. He wants to see this illusion. It's like he can't see these 4 reds. Because even when he would in 3D or real life would have enough or not be lacking, he is lacking because he's so spread out. His energy is drained because he's draining it. And because things are failing and he blames himself for not trying hard enough, he tries harder, so he's more thinned out. The thing that, oh my god, this is another illusion that completely matches our first one. The illusion here is that this way, if you look at the blacks, you see, I have to count, 8, right? No, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what? 1, damn, this is difficult. Okay, now I see the white cubes. Let's start it. We see the white cubes here. You see les cubos whitos. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white cubes, right? And this should be 7. What? One way is 6, one way is 7. You pause the video, figure it out. I'm lost. The point is that one way of looking, you see 6, another way you see 7. So this guy, you know, after going through this circle a couple of times, his brain gets very trained for spotting the mistakes he's making, the things that are missing or the things that he could have done better. He becomes very good at seeing that. So he's like the same as me. Maybe he can. I saw 8, so I'm abundant. So he only saw 6 instead of seeing 7. And these grapes for me are always kind of symbolic for gratitude, for being grateful or for harvesting, you know, like good wine, good grapes. And it's like he can't see that, so he's constantly seeing. This card explains it better. Look. This pencil looks shorter than this pencil, right? But they're exactly the same size. Again, he keeps being stuck in this illusion and feeling like he's not measuring up, like it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough. So instead of seeing good things come back from his work, it's like he sees that his grapes only are 6 and the other people have 7. He's stuck in this illusion somehow, right? So he's never really feeling the benefits of his work, and there's so much internal fighting, so much internal struggle, and his energy is so all over the place. And okay, let's look at this card again with the face. How can I show you the best way? Because there's this. Move side to side. What? Really? I'm doing it. Okay, I can do it. It said move side to side, which could be this. Or it could be this, or this. Tell me what you see in this. I'm not seeing it. Oh, no. I'm gonna take my time for this, okay? I want to see it. I used to love these books when I was young. I used to be so good at it, these optical illusions. Is this because of the glasses? Wait. It's like what I wanted to say at first, and I'm seeing that's the only thing I'm seeing. Sometimes I see one eye is different, like another face, and it's looking the other way, and it's like a female eye to me. So it feels like there's a voice in his head that's not his, that is judging him. He has this tumor almost from someone else's energy, or I'm not going to point at any direction for this. You just need to know that this guy is sort of stuck with someone else is reality completely blocking his or something, and judging him and keeping him in this sort of very bad state of mind. This Nine of Wands, this Nine of Swords, this Mace, it's all saying the same thing to me. This guy is stuck in his maze, in his head. What are you supposed to see here? I feel so embarrassed that if I don't see the... It's difficult on camera. Oh yeah, like you see the light a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. I don't know if you can see this, but you see the the spades, not, oh, god damn it, spades. I see clubs here. It's because it has a clovery feeling, right? But you see some purple ones in one way and then a pink one the other way. So you could say that he's oh my god, that makes some beautiful sense. That's why I couldn't decide between the spades and the clubs, because if you see the colored spades, you could see how much work he's doing and how much he's holding on, how strong he is. You could see that. You could see his heart. You could see the power he has. But if you see the black, you see these clovers or swords for me, which are nightmares, which are troubles, overthinking things. So he doesn't see his passion, he doesn't see his fire anymore, he only sees, it becomes this thinking thing. It's like he's stuck in his head, he's so stuck in his head. Yes, it's like he's living behind his eyes instead of behind his chest. This is telling me a little bit about how he came to be this way. Is these lines are parallel, but we don't see them as parallel. And that's how he kind of got raised, with this idea that something is wrong, that almost like against the odds, against the stream. He or came out of a situation that was just unfair. Like there were no parallels. There was, but I feel like it's mostly somebody. Somebody pointing him at this illusion all the time, that no, these lines are not straight. Yeah, he got this judgment of, who do you think you are, or you're spoiled, or you already have it so much better, so how could you, or you should be grateful. He gets sort of pushed into believing that his morals were wrong, that he is bad somehow. He's just being like everybody else and thinking normal thoughts, parallel lines, but then people around him started pointing at that and saying how crooked it is, and saying like, no, that's not right. What the normal thing you're thinking, the normal thing you're wanting is not right, and that makes you a bad person. And he had people that got upset when he wanted attention, or asked for things, or just expressed himself. That got judgment, and that got a sort of shaming of, in different kinds of ways, like being made a clown, or not taken seriously, or sort of this constant, and that's the same like where we started, right? This constant accusation of look, like you made the problems, and or like judged for the thoughts he had, judged for the passions he had. He would have an idea, passion, or wanted to do something, and then the voices around him would say to him how stupid that idea is, or how silly it is, or how he should keep his feet on the ground. It's never gonna amount to much. Right. I don't know what this is. This Five of Pentacles. I mean, it said shake gently, but I don't know how. How do you shake? I don't even know if this works on camera. I'm complaining a lot. That's the point. That's where he's sort of, that's where his most of his pain comes from. This idea of constantly seeing these Five of Pentacles, but mostly the constant worry, the constant can't getting his eyes off of it, like can't shake this guilt, can't shake this shame of like this internal, because he feels bad when he wins, he feels bad when he wants to go for it, and he feels bad when he loses and it's his fault. So that's just how he was always made. Is like, look, you're the Five of Pentacles, you make a mess, you ruin things, you lose money, you can't handle it, you don't understand how the world works, who do you think you are? You are like, if we would just let you walk around, or let you have your way, everything would crumble down. That's the building block that he got. Critique. And that's where he keeps self-fulfilling prophesying himself incredibly. Now. This is a good ending. Okay, you have the guy on his bicycle, on his unicycle. Unicycle? This line is as long as this line. Okay? I don't know what it is. Maybe it was a real unicycle, but this guy finds a sort of way to get the right perspective for a change, right? There is a chance something happens to him that for a minute makes him realize he's been thinking that oh my God, I only have half of what A has, right? Somehow he's stuck in that, and now he has the right perspective from high above, and he's like, oh, actually I have double what A has. I've been working way too hard. Something gives him a race up to look at the landscape, a lightning strike of clarity. Enough to make him believe like enough clarity to really make him believe this, so he feels this. And that's a start. For a little moment, he doesn't see these clovers, he sees that spade, that heart. Right? And he really believes it. It's like he feels his heartbeat. And that's the point. He feels his heartbeat and he gets out of his head for a while. So it could be something very physical, but I think mostly it's like a tour de force. It's like something because of what he's been doing with his energy, because of how he's been coping or how he's been struggling. All that fighting and struggling and going into stream has first of all given him more than he thinks. So just seeing that is like, oh, I can do something with that. It has amounted to something, but most of all, through that, something special came. Something, a talent of him, or something that through all this hardship he learned, or maybe because of going in this Five of Pentacles circle so long and not succumbing, like he kept thinking. That's the point. He kept thinking and sort of working hard, and that's because he has so much energy, but like he felt drained and in a weak state or a lacking state most of the time. But actually he is this huge energy bomb. He didn't give up, and after a point something clicked, like something gave him that perspective, and that made something sort of like suddenly he was like, oh, I see the circles I'm going in, or I recognize that tree. Oh wow, he sees the curse he's under, he sees the problem, he sees this, he sees himself doing it, finally he sees that these pens are equal, right? And it's something like that he doesn't see, he doesn't think, he feels it, right? And that's the spark in the start where his heart, where he started having, if he was all his life stuck in his head, this one perspective suddenly give him the like, oh, that's where I am. And that's all he needed. And that's all anybody needs. But he was stuck in the dark for a long time. And there were many exits to a very dark place. So the big lesson in this story, and the lesson that I would want to give you, is no matter how bad you're doing, no matter how bad you're feeling, no matter how bad it is, no matter how much it hurts, keep fighting for it, keep figuring it out. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage, rage against the light. It's a very nice poem that I will put in the description box. Okay, so I hope this helps, and I hope the optical illusions were really cool. Nah, that's not cool.